Hey everyone, welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast, your go-to show for everything bourbon, whiskey, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond. I'm your host, Jason. Join me as I journey and explore the world of alcoholic spirits. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Dram Amateur Podcast, the show where we explore the stories, spirits, and sips that make the world of whiskey, bourbon, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond so exciting. I'm your host, Jason, and I'm thrilled to have you here for another pour of a great conversation. Before we dive in, don't forget to connect with me on Instagram at Dram_Amateur, as well as YouTube and Facebook under the Dram Amateur Podcast to stay in the loop with exclusive content and updates. Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or just starting your journey into the world of fine spirits, this is your spot to sip, learn, and share. So pour yourself something good, get comfortable, and let's kick off another unforgettable episode of the Dram Amateur Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight, you are stuck with no other person but me. Yes, that's right. I am doing a solo podcast again because I have not planned anything since the last podcast recording I did back in November. So first of all, everybody, welcome back. I appreciate you guys all listening. The last 60 days or 30 days has been a little bit of a refocus and a reshift from my side. So I figured I would give you guys an update about what's going on. But first of all, again, Happy New Year to you guys all. Happy 2026. I really hope that the end of 2025 was great for everybody. I hope you guys had a great time with your family and your friends, enjoyed the holidays. I hope that your new year has started off fantastic, whether that is with New Year's resolutions in place or just promises in place, or however you enter your new year. I really hope that you guys have had a great start to your new year. Me personally. So you guys are probably wondering, what have I done recently? For me, it has been a lot of refocus. So my last recording of a podcast, I'm going to start now. I'm so out of practice. God, this is hard. Especially doing it by myself. It's hard. I have not recorded a podcast since before Thanksgiving. Right after Thanksgiving. So my last podcast recording with Big Al from Howlin' with Big Al, the podcast he has, as well as the Lounge Life podcast, that was done, I think, Black Friday. So I have literally not recorded in 45 days. I was lucky enough to have a pipeline of recordings that would get me through to the end of the year. And I said that over the holiday break that I would be planning my new year and my new calendar and everything that I had going on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that did not happen. It has been a great holiday season. So I really spend a lot of time with my family. So I ended up actually getting a few weeks off around Christmas, which was great. What I had planned to do was planned on preparing for the new year for the podcast. I had planned on, connecting with people, getting interviews set up. I had planned on doing a new intro. I had planned on getting the studio set up so that I could do video. And unfortunately, only one of those things happened. So, and that's fine, honestly. I mean, sometimes we need to take a step back and rethink everything and just take our time to go through things. But over the holidays, it was great. I really got to kind of disconnect from work, which I definitely needed. I got to spend time with my family. We spent a lot of quality time with family and friends over the holiday season. And then the days where I wasn't celebrating a holiday, I was literally doing house stuff. So my wife and I had decided this year that for gifts this year for each other, we wanted to have new office setups. So new desks, new monitor setups, the whole 9 yards. And with that, for me, that helped me kind of change and rethink my podcast studio setup. So it allowed me to kind of be creative there and figure out what I want to do for a podcast and how I want to set the studio, because my ultimate goal this year is is recording a video. I want to do video releases on YouTube for all the podcasts. I want to do clips on Instagram, not of just the podcast, but I want to record clips as well. And I want to do so from a studio setup that I'm comfortable with, happy and and proud of. So for us, that was cool. So we got to, my wife got a new desk. I'll tell you a little bit of the story. So we went with uplift desks. So uplift desks are amazing. So we bought her uplift desk first, and she had originally had a wooden desk, but it had drawers underneath it. And I said to her, I said, hey, because of the cost and the price and everything like that, I'm like, I'm going to just try to use your desk. And then that way we can, try to save a little bit of money. I can really see what I wanted, because I was really in between whether I wanted a stand-up desk or I wanted just a big, long desk. If you guys haven't ever looked, go look at online on Instagram at the IKEA hack desk, which is you take two basically filing cabinets that IKEA sells, and then a big countertop butcher block, and you basically make a desk out of it. So I told her, I said, I didn't know if I wanted a stand-up desk or I wanted just a regular stationary desk. So she got her desk in. We set it up over the holidays. Beautiful desk, really cool. Uplift desks are amazing. I'm probably going to make a video on them. Hey, Uplift, I need a sponsorship. No, just kidding. But yeah, it was really cool. So she got set up. So my oldest son and I brought up the old desk that she had in her office and brought it upstairs. And I didn't set it up, but we sat there, and I sat down at it, and I went to go kind of push my chair underneath it. And with the drawers and everything, I was like, I feel, what's the word I was looking? I felt squished. I kind of felt stuck. It didn't give me the space that I really needed. And I was like, okay, well, let me set up my monitor and see if I can compromise. And then the back of the desk just had a lip where the top of the desk was. And then there was a piece of wood there where the drawers were kind of going up against. So there was no really just the desk itself, the desktop itself, where you could clamp things to it. And when I started looking around the rest of the desks, knowing I had a problem already with the monitor, knowing I wanted to go double monitors, knowing I had my podcast setup stuff, I immediately was like, this isn't going to work. My wife looked at me and started laughing. And she's like, already? And I'm like, yep. I'm like, this isn't going to work. Bring it back downstairs. So my oldest son just looked at me and shook his head. So we had to carry this gigantic desk back downstairs. I had to get rid of my old desk, which was a smaller glass top stand-up desk, which was really nice. We bought it from Costco. It was really functional. It worked for me. So we got rid of that one too. So I had to sell all those. And then I was in this empty space. So this was after Christmas. And we were in this space, and I said, okay, I need to order a desk. I'm like, I want to do an uplift desk. I want 2 monitors. I want not a filing cabinet, but a set of drawers so I can put all my podcast stuff in, all my work stuff in. And I really wanted a minimal setup on my desk. I'd watched so many Instagram reels of people's setups. I wanted a new keyboard. I wanted just a fresh start to start 2024, not only just for work purposes, but for my podcast. And then that would free up the space in our bedroom where all my stuff is set up, that I could have a podcast studio that I felt comfortable with. So we went ahead and ordered the uplift desk for me. I got a different top than she did. I got a all wood, a birch wood top. It's absolutely gorgeous. You guys will see it in you guys will see it in podcast videos and my content that I'm going to create in 2026. But it's absolutely so cool. I was in the corner of the bedroom before where there was no windows. And I decided to move, we shifted our entire room around, moved the bed off of one wall to another wall, moved our dressers around, our nightstands around, and I moved my desk over to by the window, so the corner of a room by the window. So fast forward, so after the Christmas holiday, fast forward, I got my desk in the day after New Year's, so Friday, the day after New Year's, got it all set up. We had a little bit of a fiasco trying to find the right monitor arms for our computer screens. We went with ones that kind of articulated out and in. What we found was we weren't able to put our desks close enough to the wall because they when they articulated them back, like the screens were apart and the arms then pushed further back from the desk, so you weren't able to put your desks from the wall. So we had to buy a couple like monitor stands. I bought a hub for my computer, so my work computer and my MacBook that I use to record. The hub that I originally bought was not strong enough to power everything. So to power both monitors, to power the computer, to power keyboards and speakers, whatever else. So I had to go ahead and return another one and buy a new one. So we had to go through that fiasco. Bought a webcam for work, so I can basically, on my desk now is just my work laptop closed with my hub on top of it. So very minimal. The cords are all done right. And then that way I can just work off the monitors. So I bought a webcam so I didn't have to have my laptop open. I bought a new mechanical keyboard. So if anybody's a tech nerd or anything, I bought a Keychron mechanical keyboard, and I absolutely love it. It is like one of my favorite purchases I have ever made. I bought a nice a nice pad for my desk, like a leather pad to put everything on, and then I set everything up. So everything came in. I ended up, I have a nice plant on my desk now as well. I have my Sonos speaker on my desk that I can connect to. And it allows me the flexibility now to be minimal on my desk, clean it every single week, limited paper, limited things on the desk at every single time. So it really feels good. And being by the window with the natural light, it has been, I will tell you, this last week for work, it has been an amazing start to 2026 from a new office setup perspective. So with that office setup, I have a big wall that I'm on, and I figured that what I was going to do was create next to my desk, this big wall I'm on, I was going to create a podcast studio in that space next to it. So I spent some time that next weekend on like Sunday, really kind of putting my thoughts together and setting up the camera, kind of, setting a chair up, and trying to create like a backdrop that would work for me. That I will tell you guys, I am not, first of all, don't ever hire me to do interior design. I overthink everything. I don't want it to be perfect, but I want to feel comfortable in it. So like I don't want to say I was aiming for perfection for the podcast studio setup, but I definitely wanted to be comfortable. I see a lot of the setups that a lot of you have. So Smoke and Sounds, Sean and his podcast kind of studio, he's got a lot of cool pictures behind him. I look at Whiskey Morgue, right? He has a great setup behind him, man. I love Whiskey Morgue's setup. It's so cool. I watch influencers on social media. So Drinks with Wayne, right? I watch his setups and see his different kind of setups that he has for content creation. I watch Agave Social Club and see some of the content creation setups he has. And I'm not trying to set anything up to be exactly like theirs, but what I like, and I'll talk about Whiskey Morgues the most right now, is what I like about Whiskey Morgues is the depth that he has. I like the shelves behind him. I like the colors he has. I love the uniqueness of kind of everything on his shelf because it kind of gives you some visualization it gives you a visual that you're not just looking at him while he's recording, but you're also seeing the other elements of it. Even Mr. Given, when we get on a podcast and record, Mr. Given has a really cool setup as well. And he's not even trying, right? He just has a cool room that he has space on, and he has a nice chairs, and he has a great setup. So like even when him and I record on video, he has a very cool setup as well. So I spent that day Sunday sitting in front of the wall. Even prior to that, I had sat where all my bottles are stored to try to see if I could figure something out with a backdrop. We measured the backdrop space behind me. We did different camera positions for the camera. I wasn't really worried about lighting at this time. I was just trying to get a backdrop that I liked. We measured it. I looked at shelving options as well to sit there and see, obviously, what I wanted to do for shelves to put things on. And to be honest with you guys, I hated all of it. Again, I'm not aiming for perfection, but I definitely wanted something I could feel comfortable in. And that was not it in any stretch of the imagination. So I didn't get frustrated. I just started searching the internet again. And you start searching like video podcasting setups, recording studio setups, content creation setups, and there's a lot out there. I mean, there's people that have a huge room that they can set up 2 chairs and a whole background. There's people that have small spaces. So me, I was really trying to focus on a small space setup to figure it out. And then I saw a guy on a video, and it immediately sparked an idea. His video that he was recording, he was kind of sitting along a wall, and what his was a little different. So he was facing, like, his desk was in a corner, and then the wall would be on his right-hand side all the way back. And then he had, obviously, the depth along that wall, a studio kind of set up there, and then things in the back to create the depth. And then I saw another guy that had he had kind of a corner set up where, like, he was out from the corner, but the corner of the wall was kind of off-centered behind him. So he was still kind of along a wall. So if you're watching the video on his right-hand side, there was a wall to a corner that was off-center from him. So you had the corner of the room, and then the room went the other way, obviously, for the left-hand side of him, and it created some depth. So I took a step back for a minute and said, whoa, wait a minute. The way my desk is set up now, the longer part of my desk is against the wall, and then the shorter part of the left-hand side of my desk is against a window with, like, natural light. So what if I set my camera up to the opposite side from where the window is, and then record coming that way to me? So what you will get is you'll get me along a wall, and then behind me, my back to my left side, you'll have the corner of the room, or the corner in the room. And then behind me, you'll have the window, and you'll have all the wall to the right of me. At first, I'm worried because the window, like, you don't ever want to have a window to your back because it creates, the light can really screw things up. That might still become a problem for me. I don't know yet. Luckily, a lot of the time when I'm recording, it's later at night, so after 5 o'clock. So I say after even 6 o'clock. So we'll see how that becomes an issue. But I immediately got inspired, came upstairs. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, shut the blinds to the window, and set everything up. And honestly, guys, like, I loved it. It was this natural feeling of, I don't know. It's like, it just felt natural. Like, it just felt really good. So where the camera is now on the end of my desk, you're going across, you're looking at me sitting at my desk, kind of facing the camera. So the side of my body is against the desk. You see the depth from my desk. You see all the wood on my desk. You see the natural walls behind it. I have a flower, like a plant on my desk. So you get a little bit of greenery with that as well. I can change that flower out because I'm a plant guy. So if you guys don't know me, I love to grow plants. So I can put different plants there. I can put bottles on the table or on my desk on the nice wood. And I instantly loved it. And I even had an idea too that the computer monitors that are there, they don't have to be black. I can go ahead and put up my logo on the computer monitors while I'm recording. So, like, for the first time ever, it felt like a recording studio. Like, I felt like, holy cow, I could do this for podcast recordings. I could do this for content creation. And honestly, like, I felt so comfortable. I loved it. And, like, the inspiration immediately hit and sparked. And I was like, I'm going. I'm doing it. So I pinged some of you guys that I respect your opinions. I think I sent a picture of like my computer screen of the setup to probably about I think 7 or 8 of you guys, and you guys all came back with great feedback. And every single one of your opinions, feedback, ideas, suggestions, like just got it to the next level. So in the corner, we talked about getting some light, some like background light. So if you watch a lot of like video recordings or podcast studios, they have like a colored light behind them. So that corner over there now, I bought a agave like light bar, like a stand light bar. So I have like some color and some depth behind me. I can change the different colors behind me, so I can make it red and yellow like the Dram Amateur Podcast. I can do some blues, just some natural color light. I can do that. Over the window, a couple people had said, "Hey, just get a blind, like not a blind, but get a curtain." So I did some Google searching, did some sparring with ChatGPT, and it said get like a darker color curtain, like an olive green color, a dark gray color. So I'm working on getting a curtain. So first of all, fun fact: curtains are not sold in stores anymore. I went to IKEA, didn't like anything. We went to Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Target, looked at Walmart. Nobody sells curtains anymore. Like there is not a plethora of like options and colors and all that stuff. I just want like a dark gray, not sheer, not patterned, like a classic looking dark gray curtain. And they don't sell them anywhere. So I'm going to have to, we still don't have that secured yet. So I still have to look at like Wayfair and Amazon and buy some curtains and try that. So the curtain on the window, so that it blocks the light out, but it doesn't take away from the color of the desk. It doesn't take away from the color of the bottles on the desk. It doesn't take away from the image on the screen. It doesn't take away from the flower I might have on there or anything else on my desk. It actually helps to create the depth with the different colors, so it looks dope. And then when you see the video, you'll see off to my right shoulder. My left shoulder will be against the desk, looking at the camera, and then my right shoulder, there's a little bit of an empty space in the wall. So somebody had given me the feedback to buy a shelf, and then you can do different things on the shelf. So I bought like a floating shelf, and I have to install it, but then I can put bottles up there. Somebody said you can put like a little mini 49ers helmet up there. I could just do whatever I want, and then I can change the content out, obviously, for as I record, whatever I want to put on there, and it just gives me like a studio and gives me something to give a little bit of a difference every single time somebody watches a video. So it's the same studio setup, but things just look different. And man, I will tell you what, it is amazing. Like I do not have it all set up yet. So I have the light in, the light's been amazing. I developed a full screen. So I have two 27-inch monitors. So I've developed a full Dram Amateur Podcast logo for the monitors to be on the screens while I record. I have the shelves in. I do not have them installed yet, but I'll get those installed. And then I still have to look for the curtains. So I was hoping that this episode that I'm recording now would be with a new studio setup, but unfortunately, we are not there yet. I was hoping to find curtains yesterday, be able to do a solo podcast in the new studio today and share it with you guys, but unfortunately, we're not all there yet. And the window behind me is not going to be covered, so I'll have too much natural light behind me, which probably will not look good on camera. So I have a little bit more work to do. So we're getting there, though, and I will tell you, this is the first time in this journey of setting the studio up that I feel super confident. I'm super excited about it. Like I already have ideas for content as well. Like I cannot wait to make like Instagram content about bottles, pours, all the things I see all of you guys do on Instagram. I can now feel comfortable doing that from my studio, and I literally cannot wait. I am so freaking excited. It is going to be so much fun. Then that means I can release video podcasts on YouTube. I can also do the recordings still too. So I'm super excited for 2026, man. It's going to be so freaking cool. Definitely motivated to get there and get things set up. But just so inspired just to get things done and to do this stuff. So I am ready to go, man. I am ready to go. So over the next couple weeks, this will release this week. So the 13th. Yeah, this release on the 13th. And then I literally have to, in the next 2 weeks, get things set up and ready to go. I want to be ready to record an episode for my next episode on video. I have to work on lighting. Lighting is a big thing. Shout out to Mike at Whiskey Morgue talking about lighting. I appreciate him, and I've done some research on lighting as well. I still have not set everything up with the window, with the curtain, to really look and make sure the lighting's right. What I'm trying not to do first is I'm trying not to buy a bunch of stuff lighting wise without testing what I already have available to me. So the Govee light in the corner will give me some light that will help me. I also have a ring light on a tripod, and with the setup I have where I set my computer up for the video, where I set everything up, I can put the tripod up on the ring light on the tripod up on that, and which then creates the visual, the light coming down at me, which I've seen on video. So that 45-degree angle, they call it a key light. So that should be able to be my key light. The only thing I'm worried about now is with the curtain, how the light will come off the corner on the Govee light bar, to see how that works. I have to play around with that a little bit. Shadows might be a little bit of a tricky issue for me as well. I've seen some products, so the right side of me won't have any light. I have a light in my bedroom that I can turn on to see if that gives me just enough light. But I saw a few smaller light boxes. Mike from Whiskey Morgue also, had given me a couple tripod-like light boxes as well, so I might try those. But there's a couple different options just to create that soft light. So what I really want is, I do not want it to be fully bright. I want this muted cinematic kind of look to the studio, because I think with the wood tone on the desk, with that warm soft light, I think it'll look really, really cool, because I think that my bottles will pop with the different colored bottles. I think the green from any plant that I have up here will look good. I also think that any bottles behind me on the shelf will look amazing, and I think that the gray from the curtain will add this nice warm tone to it, as well as the pictures of the logo on the screen. So I am super hopeful that this all gets set up, and I like it, but I'm close. I'm not going to redo it. I'm not going to stress about it or anything like that. I'm definitely going to just run with what I have and just work on getting that set up ready to go for me, because I have that much confidence in it. So thanks, guys, for first of all bearing with me. Sorry that this content's just me today and it's not the standard podcast. I also have to connect with people and start scheduling people for interviews. That's another thing I got to get going. I want to have some of my past guests on again as well, so I need to kind of create some ideas to have some other people back on. I want to get introduced to new people in the community as well, not just brands, but I wanted to content creators. There's a lot of you out there that I interact with that I'm going to start to reach out to and get you guys on. I'd love to give you guys the platform to tell a little bit more about your story. So yeah, 2026 is going to be cool as hell. I'm super freaking excited. And I just rambled for 25 minutes about my podcast journey and what the end of the year looks like. But that's where I'm at now, guys. So stay tuned for all of that, because it is going to be quite a freaking awesome year for sure. That was really cool. That was a great experience. So it was on a Saturday night. So me and my buddy Alan and Troy, we all got together. We got ourselves a safe driver out to Johns Creek, because we are responsible adults. And we went to World of Whiskey, and man, it was so much fun. What a great event. Ritesh is awesome. The people there were amazing. Got to meet a lot of new people, try a lot of new things. And it was great. There were there was whiskey from all over the world. There were all different brands, all different kinds of pours. It was absolutely fantastic. So just to name off some of the ones that were on there, let me get my screenshots up. So there were, there were 20 tables of whiskey and different spirits. You had whiskey from the lowlands of Scotland, Speyside, the Highlands. You had Islands whiskey, so the Isle of Raasay, Raasay. I probably screwed that up, so my apologies if I did. You had Isla whiskey. You had independent bottling, so these were like Smokehead, Murray McDavid, and elements of Isla. You had India whiskey there. You had Japanese whiskey there. There were whiskeys from England and Wales, so a lot of Penderyn releases were there. You had whiskeys from France, which was really great. Those were some of my favorites. You had New Zealand and Germany and Taiwan whiskeys. You had blended scotches. You had rums from several places. You had Irish whiskey. You had Georgia whiskey. You had Kentucky whiskey. You had Tennessee and Alabama whiskey. You had some whiskey and bourbon and other pours from Big Creek, as well as a distillery distillery out in, I believe, Minnesota called Dampwork. They have a single malt and something called the Rabbit and Rye, which is really cool. There was some Winebow representation there with Compass Box, Glenfarclas, Mason and Villiers options. That was a lot of their new French whiskey they have released. And then you had Augusta Distilling, which was great. I got to try some of those pours. Longleaf Distillery, as well as Penelope also. So, man, it was a really, really cool event. Definitely would be something I suggest for anybody that's in the Georgia area, even if you're in South Georgia, to come drive up to be able to attend the event and to be able to try all these different whiskeys. It's a great weekend thing to do. Drive up, spend the day around, go to the event at night, stay over that night, and then drive home on Sunday. It's a great opportunity to do over the weekend. It's a lot of fun. Ritesh is a great guy. It is fantastic. So great event overall. He's doing an agave one in April, which I am super duper excited about. I've got to get connected with Ritesh and see how I can do something on the podcast. Maybe I broadcast live from there, or I record different videos. Maybe I even run like a booth and do something. I don't know, but I want to be involved in it. It's just super cool. And you guys know my love for agave as well, agave spirits. So definitely something that I look forward to and that I am eager to do. So more to come on that one. Let's see what I can do for the agave one, man. That'd be really cool to walk around and interview people and then clip it all together and release it as a podcast and some content. That'd be pretty cool. So next day, which was really cool. Or was it the next day or the next week? No, the next weekend, Ritesh had, and at Max's Bottle Shop, had his raffle, which I got to be a part of. So that is my favorite liquor store in all of North Georgia. Ritesh is a great guy. Max's Bottle Shop has a fantastic selection of anything that you're looking for. So I got to go out there. I had raffle tickets, and lucky me, I was number 7. I had one ticket that was pulled out of 100, I think, tickets that were 100. There was 100 chances to win. I had one ticket out of all my tickets that were pulled. I think I had 25 to 30 tickets, and I was number 7, which was really, really cool. So he had a fantastic spread. He had Old Forester birthday bourbon. He had some of the Tanyard Ryes. He had a lot of, I'm trying to think what else he had there, but there was a lot of different bottles available. Ritesh does not carry Buffalo Trace products, so none of the Antique Series bottles or anything like that, which is completely fine. Which is cool to me. Sometimes that stuff gets a little overwhelming at times, if you know what I'm saying. Everyone chasing those, so it really gives you the opportunity to try different, or to have access to different bottles that you may overlook in a normal auction because you might be going off after the antique collection, for example. So at number 7, I walked in. I did not know it was on the list. He did not release a list beforehand, and I didn't want to be that guy that asked for a list, even though when I talked to several people participating in the raffle, they were those guys and asked for a list. So I learned my lesson that I probably just need to ask next time. So at number 7, hold on, let me pull the bottle over here. Number 7, I ended up getting a Jack Daniel's Tanyard Hill Rye, which honestly, my targets were a Wild Turkey Beacon a Jack 14 or this Tanyard Hill. Like those were the ones I really, really wanted. I would have been happy with anything I got at that spot, but those were the ones I really, really wanted. He didn't have a 14. He didn't have a beacon. So the Tanyard Hill was like my next selection. So I got one. And man, this stuff is fantastic. So this one here is a 133.8 proof Tanyard Hill release. It was barreled in 10/9 of 2015, and it was dumped, and this was bottled on 8/14 of 2025, so just shy of 10 years old. And it's fantastic, man. It is such a good rye. It is so freaking delicious. I've had a few pours out of it. I definitely have samples to give to friends and everything I've got to get done. But man, what a great release. So super happy to have this because you guys know I'm a Jack Daniel's tater. And man, this stuff is great. So we got to have that and really enjoy it. I also picked up a Old Forester 1924. So you guys know my I wouldn't say my hatred, but my disappointment in Old Forester 1924, because when I tried it at a restaurant in Tennessee at lunch, and the nose was fantastic. So I tried batch 1. The nose was absolutely fantastic. And I thought it was going to be great. And then I tried it and it was good, but there was no finish. I mean, I can't even describe to you the lack of a finish that was there. So I always kind of poo-pooed it and I passed it off. But at the end of the raffle, what they do is they pull the ticket. But basically, anybody that's still around, he basically put everybody's numbers into a roulette wheel and just kind of kept spinning the roulette wheel. And I was pulled like, I don't know, the 5th or 6th one on the roulette wheel. And he had a bottle left and I snagged it. And boy, am I glad I did. These newer batches of the Old Forester 1924 are really good. Do I think they're worth the price? I'm still debating that. I'm glad to have a bottle, to be honest with you, just to have one. But I don't know if they're worth the price, the 120 or 110 price point, but they're good. They're delicious. Definitely love them. Absolutely fantastic. So glad to have a bottle of that. And then, sorry, I'm reaching for bottles. Hold on one second. Then there were a couple other bottles I picked up that he had there. So he has a single barrel pick of Alma del Jaguar Añejo. This thing is absolutely fantastic. So it is a single estate agave source from Los Altos. They did a stone and brick oven cooking method, extracted it via a roller mill. Fermentation was open air. Yeast strains were wild and cultivated. Distillation was double distillation, copper pot stills. Water source was well water. So this was aged 26.3 months in American oak. And I will tell you, man, it comes in at 99.4 proof. This is absolutely killer. What an amazing añejo. You guys know my love for Alma del Jaguar. I get to have Macaulay on from there last year in 2025, and this stuff's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Shout out to them for continuing to do amazing things out of what they're making here out of NOM 1414. Absolutely fantastic stuff, and definitely glad that I have a bottle of it. Max, or I should say Ritesh, sorry, not Max. Ritesh also had just gotten in the El Tesoro special releases. So there's a Yamazaki cask release that añejo or an extra añejo one, and then there is the El Tesoro Paradiso, which is an extra añejo aged 5 years. And I said, how much are they? And he told me, and I decided to pull the trigger on one. And I will tell you, and you guys know me, I'm not really an extra añejo or an añejo guy. There are certain ones I like. The Cascanes añejos are really good. The extra añejo is really good. I have had, I like the Jose Cuervo de la Familia añejo. I think that's the extra añejo. I think that's really, really good. But I like punchier, proofier, more flavorful añejos. And sometimes with the agave still present, what I sometimes feel like is with the añejos, the agave flavor is taken out of that and you lose a lot of it. But there have been a few añejos that I really like. So this one was available. I snagged it from him, and boy, I'll tell you what, I am really, really, really glad I did. So this is fantastic. So this is in a French oak cask, done by Carlos Camarena. It is bottle number 512, aged 5 years, and it is absolutely delicious. It is a fantastic extra añejo, and I love it. Really cool bottle. I love every El Tesoro like single barrel pick that I've had. I've had 2 of them. They've been the Reposados. They've been fantastic, so I really loved them. So man, this is a great bottle. Really cool little emblem you get with it, but definitely something that I am very glad that I snagged, and very good stuff. I have not posted any content about it yet. But definitely there will be content to come as I kind of get into 2026 on it. And then finally, just sticking with the very last kind of bourbon one, Shared Pour had put out a email over the Thanksgiving holiday over some bottles that they have. And one of the bottles for sale was a barrel, seagrass. So it was the gray label barrel seagrass. And listen to this. This thing is aged 19 years. It was only $1,200 bottles produced. And you guys know that barrel seagrass, it's rye whiskey finished in Martinique rum, Madeira, and apple brandy barrels. Apricot brandy barrels. When I saw this on the website, it was like, I think $150. And I don't have a seagrass. I love seagrass. I do not have a bottle of seagrass. I haven't had one in a while, just because I'm trying to drink through what some of the things I have in my collection. And it's one of those things too that as soon as I kind of drink through and create some space, I know now certain bottles that I will always have in my collection. Seagrass is one of those bottles. So barrel, kudos to you for that. And so I couldn't pass this up at $150 for the gray label. I couldn't pass up. 19 years old. It's fantastic. 128.3 proof, and it is absolutely amazing. So this is a great representation of seagrass. All of your flavors from the normal seagrass are there, all your normal tasting notes, but that 19-year age just brings up the proof a little bit. I'm sorry, not the proof, the oak influence quite a bit on it. So very oak influence, but you're still getting the rum, Madeira, and apricot brandy influences in those. I drank about 4 ounces from the bottle now, so I'm really curious to see what a little bit of air and time does to that. I know Mr. Given's probably going to chuckle at that because he says air does not influence it, but that's completely cool. I'm going to see how it does. But man, I'll tell you what, it's spicy. And this thing is, you taste every bit of the 128.3 proof. So a lot of barrel spice, a lot of the rye spice on that as well. But man, this thing is absolutely fantastic. So happy to get that. I finally got that in. It was on back order for a little bit. So I finally got that in from Shared Pour over the last couple weeks. And man, what a fantastic bottle. So that was really, really cool to be able to get that and add that to my collection and then share that with you guys, because I think a lot of that sharing is caring, right? So that's really cool. Finally, last kind of little tidbit before I sign off. With my free time, actually the day before New Year's, so New Year's Eve, I had a few hours available, finally. And I got the opportunity to drive down to Atlanta and go see Roxana at Ancestral Bottle Shop. And boy, I will tell you, I am super glad I did. If you live anywhere in the Atlanta area and you appreciate agave spirits, you have any interest in anything else from Mexico, rums, whiskeys, cordials, wine, Mexican arts, Mexican goods, copitas, glasses, anything, honey. There was a ton of stuff there. I will tell you, Ancestral Bottle Shop is the place to go. Roxana is the most welcoming, kindest, and knowledgeable person I have ever met personally in the agave space. And she is doing an amazing thing to kind of bring this all out to all of us as agave people interested in agave. So it was really cool to be able to get time to go see her. So I had a few hours in the morning to go see her. She opened at like 10 a.m. that day. And I was like, this is perfect. I'll have a few hours to go spend down there, look around, really take my time. And like, because there's so many bottles that I haven't seen before. So really take my time and go see what she has. And it was a great experience. I walked in just after she opened, and I didn't tell her I was coming or anything like that. And she walked around the corner and saw me and was the sweetest person. She's like, oh my God, I cannot believe you're here. That felt really cool to like be noticed. I thought that was a really cool thing, but like we instantly kind of connected. She's such a great person. She's so kind, so friendly, so knowledgeable. I have mad respect for what she's doing. And I told her, I'm like, you have to come on the podcast. I would love to do a live one, or at least a recorded one, either at Ancestral or I have to learn how to start saying Ancestral, not Ancestral. I guess you could do either one, but like I like the way the Ancestral sounds on it. So I spent, and she was busy. I mean, she had people coming in on New Year's Eve before lunch, even buying bottles of stuff for New Year's Eve. And I took some time to like obviously shop around and look at everything, but just listening to her. First of all, how welcoming she was when every single guest walked in. How knowledgeable she was about what the people were asking for. And it was really cool because every single person that came in asked for a little something different. And it was really cool to listen to kind of her feedback and what she would give. So somebody would come in and say, hey, a lot of them were looking for, tequilas for margaritas. A lot of them were looking for a tequila for a margarita mix or something else to make margarita or something else to make cocktails, but then a sipping one as well. And she would ask questions and guide them through what they were looking for and give them different options. And man, I'll tell you what, it's just really friggin' cool to listen to her, connect with the community, connect with the people that were shopping there. And she, like I said, she's incredibly knowledgeable. So I walked out of there with some really cool bottles. I could have spent, first of all, I can't even tell you the amount of money I could have spent in there. I had to be very, very reserved with what I did buy. But there are bottles of tequila I have never seen in person before that she has. There are bottles of mezcal I have never, ever, ever seen in my life there. There are brands I hadn't even heard of before. She has rums and whiskeys, Mexican rums and whiskeys there. She has cordials and different things as well. There's so many things to choose from. She is absolutely fantastic. There's so much there. But I wanted to give you guys some of the highlights of what I purchased. So first of all, which I haven't even opened 4 of these that I'm about to go over with you. I just have not had the time. But I bought an Atanasio tequila reposado single barrel. So this is her single barrel. This is the only one, from what I understand, in the state of Georgia. So it's 43.9% alcohol. This is absolutely I haven't tried it yet. She said it's absolutely fantastic. I'm excited to give it a try. So definitely something that I am going to crack open here in a little bit and try. Also, I'd never seen Montagave before. And they had Montagave there. They had Cambio. They had Montagave. There were so many different brands I had never seen. So she had Montagave there and told me a little bit about it. So this is distilled at the Cascaween Distillery. So NOM number 1123. Sorry, I do not have my NOMs memorized. But this is artisanally produced in Mexico, rested in concrete tanks, which I don't believe I've ever had anything rested in concrete tanks before. So that was really cool. The agave comes from the lowlands. It is a 90 proofer. It's the Blanco Las Rocas. And it looks awesome. She told me a little bit about the bottle, how the brand came to be. And from what I understand, it is a husband and wife that had put tequila in a cask of some sort to age for their wedding. And when they aged it and they bottled it, they put a label in the back, which you could have some space to write things on. And supposedly the aging of that tequila was done really, really well, and it was amazing. And then people at the wedding were like, "You need to do this. You need to invest in this. You need to create a brand, so on and so forth. And that's what they did. But every single bottle now has a blank space in the back label where basically you write something. So like, I don't know what I'm going to write on mine yet. I have not written anything on it, but I want to, write like, to enjoy with friends or to appreciate and or something like that. So really cool. It's basically to write what you're celebrating and thus this, what you're toasting with the bottle. So really, really cool. Maybe it'll be a toasting for my success in 2026. It'll give me, actually, that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to be something about my continued success as Dram Amateur Podcast in 2026. So that's really, really cool. And then I got 3 mezcals. So give me 1 second while I get all these mezcals over here. And I got 3 mezcals I've never seen before and never even heard of before. And to be honest with you, they're old, which is really, really cool. So the first one is Don Mateo. I had never even heard of Don Mateo before, but it's a Don Mateo mezcal. This is an older bottle. So this is their old label. This is distilled, or date of production on this mezcal is June of 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2026. So that's how old this is. It's the first mezcal to be certified in the region of Michoacán. Oh God, I think I said that right. I think I did. But we proudly bring you 5 generations of artisanal maestros mezcaleros. So this is roasted in a stone pit oven. Distillation is in pine and done in a Filipino style, which I learned a little bit from Roxana what that means. I don't remember it. I have more research. This is why I'm a Dram Amateur. Like, I'm not the expert. I have so much to learn. Fermented for 8 days in oak wood embedded in the earth. And it is absolutely great. I absolutely love this bottle. It is fantastic stuff. 48%. It's a Blanco, obviously, but really, really good stuff. Old label, too. So to be able to have something from this old as well, from back in 2014, really, really cool to be able to have that. I also got, which I opened that one and tried it and absolutely love it. It's fantastic. The next one I have, which I have not opened up, is a La Medida. It is another old one. So year of distillation and year of bottling is 2020. If I remember right from her, they don't even make this brand anymore. So this is a Mezcal Artisanal Joven. This is from Chichicopan. I hope I said that right as well. I've got to work on my pronunciation of these things. But man, this is really cool. So La Medida. So it says pour La Medida into a glass, copita or jicara. Sip slowly and attentively, fall in love, and repeat. Man, you just got to love that. Come on, man. That's fantastic. This one specifically is by Maestra Mezcalera Berta Vasquez. So from what I understand from Roxana, is she was doing things for this brand. This is a Tobola. She was doing things for this brand before she started doing things for like Respiral. But this is Year of Harvest 2020. State is in Oaxaca. Earthen pit oven, mill Tahona, wooden barrels, double distillation on a pot still. And man, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm excited to do that. And I think she told me that La Medida, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna have to look it up, but like it's the measurement. So there's 3 lines on the bottle, and it's like the 3-finger measurement, like when you're measuring a pour, like you say 2 fingers, 1 finger, 3 fingers. So this is like the sign of like being able to pour it in a glass, use your 3 fingers to measure it. And then obviously, I'll have to do some more research into it, but that's what she was saying with it. So there's 3 lines in it. So this is really cool. Excited to have this bottle. It's 46.3% alcohol by volume. So fantastic. Excited to have this, especially something that old. And then the last one I got was Macorichos. Yeah, Macorichos. I hope I said that right as well. Man, I'm tired. I gotta practice this stuff a lot more. This is from Oaxaca as well. This is distilled with rabbit, which is really, really cool. It is made, it is mezcal ancestral, so it is made with ancestral methods. So no mechanical anything. It's all going to be done by hand. The transparency on the back of this bottle is nuts. It is absolutely crazy. Maestro Mescalero is Gonzalo Martinez Sernas, I think it says. Yep. Done in Huaca. It even says the village. It says oven, conical, earthen pit. Pine and mesquite wood was used. Tahona to grind it. Encino oak was a type of fermentation vat. Well water, natural yeast, clay was a type of still, distillation, 2 distillations, spring water and tails. This was made in November of 2020 as well. 851 total liters produced, 96 bottles totally, 96 bottles total. And it says tasting notes fruity and earthy. And if you guys know me with my mezcal, the earthy and the fruitiness is cool. And I'm really excited to see kind of how the rabbit, the distillation with the rabbit cup plays into this too. So this is a really cool bottle to have. And it's an Espadine as well. So sorry, it's an Espadine. So very cool to be able to have that. I genuinely struggled to figure out what I was going to buy from there. I literally could have there was Cinco Sentidos I left on the shelf that I hadn't seen. The collection, the limited edition collection bottles. I didn't buy one of those. I kicked myself. I probably should have, because you guys know me with the Cinco Sentidos, but I really wanted to explore other brands that I had never had before. I really leaned on Roxana's suggestions and feedback and what to buy, and every single one of these she suggested, and they're a little different than what I have already. So I really, really wanted to give these a shot. And like I said, I've opened the Don Mateo and super glad I did. So shout out to her. So I do have content coming out soon. She is currently closed for a few weeks. From June 1st to June 14th when she reopens. She said she takes the time to kind of reset, plan 2026 out, relook at brands and the things she brings into the business. But she's going to be reopened here in a little bit. And I purposely am kind of waiting to release the clip of me going there. I got to take a cool picture with her. Got to kind of walk around, take a quick video of things. Took pictures of the bottles that I bought. So you guys will see those bottles in the pictures. But I wanted to release that content till after she opened back up, because I think from a content perspective, I want the content to be relevant, and I would have hated to post the content in early January. Somebody saw it and wanted to go visit her, and they have to wait, and maybe then they forgot. So I want to be very timely with how I release that content for her, because she was super sweet to me, and anything I can do to make sure that she's successful is really cool. So I really look forward to. I hope I have the opportunity to collaborate with her this year on some things. I definitely want to interview her. She's, like I said, she is a wealth of information. I could have probably talked to her for 5-6 hours, even probably longer than that, and just picked her brain and heard everything that she has to say in the agave space, because she is she's extremely smart. If you are interested in knowing more about her, go check out Planet Mezcal on Instagram. He did a full interview with Roxana a couple months back. It is a great interview. Helps you get to know her a little bit better and what she's about. But definitely go check out Planet Mezcal's interview with her. It's really, really cool. So, but that's it, man. That is what I have been up to. I came on thinking I was going to record a 30-minute podcast, and here we are 50 minutes in. It was probably because I talked about my podcast setup for 30 minutes. Hopefully that did not bore you. But no, I mean, I appreciate you guys. So, man, thank you guys all for your support in 2025. It was an amazing year. I connected with brands and people in the industry that I would have never thought I would have had the opportunity to connect with. I think having a studio now is going to even kind of in video, I think is going to connect me with my audience a lot more. I think it'll open up new doors to new audience connection as well, through my content, through my podcast, through the video podcasts now that are going to be on YouTube coming up as well. So I will tell you what, I am I am super, super excited for 2026. I think it's going to be a really cool year. I'm going to challenge myself to stick my neck out a little bit more, try some different things with the new content, with maybe getting to participate in the agave event that Ritesh is holding. I got to reach out to him. Talking with Roxana, I said, hey, if you ever need me for anything or if I can help with anything, let me know. Like, I'm going to reach out to her and see how we can collaborate. But man, it would be really, really cool to be able to have the opportunities to do that and to be part of the community here in the Atlanta area. And then obviously expand my footprint out to all of you across the globe and do that. But before I wrap up, again, guys, just a huge thank you from me. Thank you to everybody that supported me. My statistics for the year were amazing last year. I didn't post my Spotify Wrapped, but there was a lot of growth. It was 1,000% growth in listeners, 1,000% growth in downloads, 1,000% growth here, new areas that people had listened to me. It was a really, really cool experience in 2025. I feel like I hit my stride in 2025. If you guys remember early on in the season, I was kind of still doing the solo podcast, just talking to you guys about different things and teaching you guys. But then at the same time, I still didn't feel fulfilled in that space. And I took a step back and said, what do I really like to do? I really like to listen to people, connect with people, talk to people. And I said, why don't I give those people the place to give a little bit more about their story? And honestly, it's really kind of sparked me and given me the passion that I want to put into this, to be able to do this, because I connect with all of you. I get to learn a little bit more about you, your brands, your bottlings, you as a person, content creator, and it's so much freaking fun. It really, really, truly is. So thank you guys for the opportunity to be able to do this. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for just being a sparring partner with me. Thank you guys for just being a friend. Those of you that you guys know who you are. Thanks for your friendship. Thanks for your kindness. Thanks for collaboration. Thanks for always being open. Just thank you. If you ever meet me in person, I am a genuinely empathetic and appreciative person. I don't ever like to ask for help. I don't ever like to ask for feedback on things. I like to do a lot of things by myself through trial and error. But with the core group of people that I have that I connect with right now, I hope to expand that core group. But with you people, you all know who you are. You are nothing but supportive, nothing but helpful, nothing but collaborative. Give me great feedback, advice. Even if what you tell me is not what I want to hear, maybe you're still doing so in a way that helps me grow. And man, to be honest with you, that's the definition of a friendship, of connection. And I honestly can't thank you guys enough for that. So thank you guys for a fantastic 2025. Thank you for continuing to support me through 2026. And we're going to have a lot of freaking fun this year. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So shout out to you guys. Kudos, guys. Thank you, guys. I know I'm not going to do the official wrap up this time. I need to fix I need to do a new wrap up, new intro, new all of that stuff. I did not work on that like I had wanted to. I want to shorten it all with new intro music, new outro music, and just kind of shorten everything. So I'm not going to do the outro today. I'm going to try it. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. It's a wrap for this episode. Cheers, be good to each other, and remember, life's too short for bad pours, so make every dram count. Cheers, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning into the Dram Amateur Podcast. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of spirits. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. I certainly appreciate all the feedback and support. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes as we continue our exploration of bourbon, whiskey, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond. Cheers, and until next time, keep savoring every sip.